Hey, what's up, snipers? Sniper Nick here, and tonight we're gonna go over the watch list for tomorrow, which is Wednesday, January 29th. So let's go ahead and dive in. Real quick before I dive in, do want to give a quick shout out back to our sniper chat from earlier today. Want to give a quick shout out to my man Jared, SniperJerad. You've been crushing it, man. You're on fire. I think around 1 o'clock midday, he was able to get a nice bag. I just wanted to point this one out. VISL, Jared said he took it. A quick little bag, as you can see, from 33.9 to 37.5. He was able to sell right away. So that was pretty awesome. Good stuff, Jared. Keep going, man. One trade at a time. And the next one I want to talk about here is my man Sauce Boy. I want to give a shout out for his discipline in this play and cutting his losses when the play wasn't going his way. Because a lot of people forget that's actually the biggest part of the game. He was looking at NH, the stock that was getting a spike earlier, and he ended up buying some shares on the dip around VWAP at 232. And then when it broke VWAP, he cut at 225. Let's go ahead and dive into the stocks we're going to look at for tomorrow, Wednesday, January 29th. All right, so on the right side is our stocks, and on the left side is TD Ameritrade's Thinkorswim app. So for tonight, we have 3 OTC stocks we're going to talk about, and then 2 listed stocks that are grouped here at the bottom. We're not in any positions tonight, so we're going in tomorrow fresh. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with MSIG. MSIG, it's an OTC cannabis stock that came out with news that said they'll see major revenue boost in 2020, and then it broke out of its multi-month high of 5 in the morning, and ended up holding that breakout, creating some support around it, and then pushing a little bit more in power hour. All right, so MSIG had a nice push in the morning, and then it had a nice second push at 235. So let's go ahead and dive into MSIG. This is the chart, the long-term chart. And here's that 5 breakout that we were talking about here. It had some 4.9 resistance, and it also had some resistance up here at 5. So when it broke those spots in the morning, it was able to get a nice first push, an initial push. As you can see here, it breaks 4.9 right where it topped out, and it pushed from 4.9 to 535. Pretty impressive, 10% there. After that, it ends up getting a nice push into the close, which I'm going to talk about. This ends up being an ideal play. It's actually a play that we usually will end up trading. And what's awesome about this shows that these trades are always around. We don't even nail them every time, and they're still around in here. So if you are long in this, congrats. If you did get this one did line up. But we weren't able to grab this dip. So let's go ahead, let's dive in a little bit more on the watch list, and let's talk about how we are eyeing a good spot, an ideal spot at that dip. Just didn't come low enough to ask to grab where we wanted in the 5-1s, right? So going back to the beginning of the day, it gets this 10% pop, and it holds that 5 breakout throughout the whole day. Then later on in the day, VWAP ends up creeping up and creates that second layer telling you we got VWAP. Majority of our buyers are above this spot of 50, and it's still holding it as we're pushing into the PM. Now at 238, you see this big volume candle come in, gets a pop over high, and then this is when we were eyeing it on the dip, and we wanted to grab it down here at 5-1, right around that VWAP. The ask never came down to that, and as you can see, it got a nice bounce, a 15+% bounce into the close. It actually looks like, even though it dipped into the close, it actually looks like it's holding pretty well. So if you are long into this, look for that gap up in the morning. If you don't play that gap up, I mean, if it doesn't get that gap up, be kind of strict with it. For us, since we're not in it in the morning, we're actually going to stand back, and we're going to see if sellers come in the morning, if the sellers take over. And if the sellers do take over, we want to see if we can get a potential panic dip buy here. And we like, the potential 4-5s area with that 4-2 support that it made and it has in its long term. So that's that. That's MSIG. Next stock we're going to talk about is CMBX. Another OTC cannabis stock, and this one also got news. This one got news, and it pushed to its 52-week high at the end of the day. CMBX's news last night stated that their CBD drug showed anti-tumor properties, which is awesome. So it has a little bit of a catalyst to back up the move. Now, it was a liquid during the day. Even though it saw some volume during power hour, it was a liquid during the day. We really want to see more buyers tomorrow morning to get juiced up about this and play this breakout. CMBX, it has been nice to us in the past. We've traded it plenty times on our journey to where we're at today. So we're going to definitely keep a close eye because we played CMBX breakout multiple times. Tomorrow, since it did close above 50, above that breakout, we want to see if it can get a dip and marinate a little bit, create some support with some good volume. As you can see, it didn't have great volume today. And then get that potential push tomorrow to have that first green day over the breakout. So that's what we're looking for. Again, it does have that fresh news this time. Lastly, for our new list is CNAT and Yayo. These are two low float listed stocks, and they both got late day news. So we're going to be keeping an eye out for green days tomorrow. CNAT came out with merger deal after hours, and it broke the 7-month high and the gap down resistance there after hours of 48.2. It does come below the 48 resistance, but it holds into the after hours close. So we're going to keep an eye here. Let's zoom out to the 1 year and let me show you what I'm talking about. Here's that gap down resistance we were talking about. And then Yayo got its news midday. It ended up getting news at 12:45 of a buy rating with a 325 price target, right? And after it got the news, it created a trading range between 131 and 150. So on the long-term chart, it's fairly a new stock. Really don't see much green days, so not showing it too much love. It's really got to prove itself here. But nice volume today compared to what it's been seeing. And it does have this news, so let's see what can happen. Now zooming into the 1 day, 1 minute, this news came out and it broke out the 120. It did get a nice push to 150, so it's showing that it has legs. And then from there, it really created a trading range between 150 and 130. So 150 and 130 is that trading range we're going to watch tomorrow. Ideally, it creates some more support in that range in the opening minutes to build up for that potential second leg here as well. So let's see, Yayo. Let's see if you get going. And last but not least, if there's anything still hot from yesterday's watch list, we're going to keep it on this watch list, and that is CYDY. It's an OTC stock. It's our OTC penny stock that came out with news for a second straight day, CYDY. And on the 1 year chart, it's lining up pretty nicely. So we're going to keep an eye here. We had our scope ready. If you read the watch list last night, you're able to check out the plan that we were really looking for. So we had our scope ready, especially when they came out with news in the morning, and it ended up gapping up a little bit towards that 119 high. It ends up breaking it in the opening minutes, and good volumes coming in, but it's really not pushing that much. So we stayed patient, and the patience ended up paying because, you know, volume ended up continuing. Some good dollar volume came in there in the morning, and it got sticky. It really couldn't push past that 125. It got heavy. It dipped back down to 116. What's nice is that it held that 116 low the whole day. Since it is still holding that 119 breakout, we're going to keep an eye here, see if we could get going tomorrow to get back to that 125. So let's see. Other than that, guys, that wraps it up. Again, thanks for tuning in like always on these Tuesday nights. We'll see you guys in the chat tomorrow morning for Webinar Wednesday later on. And the Super Bowl's here in South Florida, so we'll actually be trading on the go tomorrow. Don't follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. Catch our story. We're going to be out in the NFL experience, enjoying it. And there's some players giving autographs, so we'll be trading out there too. We're bringing our phones, and we'll be trading out there too. So we'll be on the go. Much love. See you in the chat. See you on Instagram. See you guys. See you, snipers.